the WNBA. Have you been keeping an eye on that and seeing how they've been making a little bit of noise now, or a lot of noise, should I say? But the word is that they're still losing money. NBA has spent over 250 million, 50 million being lost a year or this year. They look like they're in the hole in, but you still have Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese out there bringing a lot of attention to it. What do you think about the state of the WNBA and what's going on with Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and all their stars?
Well, I'm a reverse engineer. First of all, I think that although there's been a $50 million loss, now is not the time to give up. This is the time to pump more money in because women's basketball has never had a brighter spotlight on it. And I've been down with women's hoops since Cheryl Swoops and before, back way before Candace Parker was coming out of Tennessee and Pat Summitt. It's a wonderful, fundamentally sound product to watch. I love the way women play ball and communicate on the court. I think from a WNBA perspective, you're still about maybe 3 to 5 draft classes away before you can really expect, a return on this investment. And the reason why I say that is, when you look at the NBA and it's 32 teams, you got at least two people on those teams that are superstars that people want to go see. The
Mm,
WNBA has not reached that saturation point yet where they're identifiable, recognizable people you want to see play on each of the 12 teams. Having said that, with what Dawn Staley is doing in women's basketball, what Kim
yeah,
Murphy is doing in women's basketball, and the pipeline that's coming up, whether it's through AAU or high school teams, I think that the Caitlin Clarks and the Angel Reeses are just the tip of the spear. There's more coming behind them and going to be well coached in college before they go to the WNBA. And I think once you get to a point, big dog, where you got one or two people on these teams that have that same gravitas, you're going to see that league really accelerate. One missed opportunity, I think. I think not having Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, playing in the Olympics, was just a bad. Much like I talked about Bronny James on our last segment, it was just
exactly.
bad for business, man. You could have put your two best ambassadors out there, just like Magic and Bird for Michigan State and Indiana State were going against each other, then went
Yep,
against each other in the league. You could have had them as teammates for the country.
yep.
Missed opportunity there, brother. Missed opportunity.
100%. And as you said, I looked up this article saying Team USA lost 60 million in endorsements after Caitlin Clark left Olympics roster. That's crazy. That's going right back to what you said. That's
If I
business
if I was
101,
NB,
dog.
if I was NBC, I would be so pissed at that. Because you had the
Yes.
opportunity that no matter when the women's team was going to be playing in France, I don't care if it was two o'clock on a Wednesday, the
People are going
nation
to
was going
watch.
to stop to watch, and that's just more advertising revenue. And that's the biggest thing that has kept the WNBA from growing is asses in seats and eyes on TV screens. And until you get high caliber players on each team and can have these marquee matchups every time there's a game, or just about every time there's a game.
Right.
Until you get that, you're not going to have the eyeballs on TV, and so your revenue is going to be low, and then your salaries are going to be low. And so, what I say to the women out there who want to elbow Caitlin Clark or hard foul Angel Reese, you need to be patting them on the backside saying good job, because a rising tide lifts all boats, and they're going to
Mm-hmm.
get everybody's salaries up.
Mm-hmm. There's some names out there that you probably never knew of, or faces that you never seen. Now you have seen them because of Caitlin and Angel. And I agree with you 100%. Even though that team is strong, that USA team that they have is very strong. Who are you going to take off? Well, it's somebody on there, two of them on there. You could take off and say
Now,
that
let me tell you
this is
this.
a business decision, dog.
I go right at the sacred cow. Diana Taurasi done played in about 10 of these, man. Like
Mm,
it's time.
yeah,
Someone is potentially going to get injured. So you could, if nothing else, had Reese and Clark listed as alternates and just
alternates. There
let
you
them
go.
travel. There was a way to make room for them on this roster. But I first
Right.
would have started with, no disrespect to seniority, I first would have started with who on this team has had this opportunity multiple occasions.
Mm-hmm.
Who has represented us in the Pan Am Games, the Olympics, the World Games, got gold medals from it. Who has done that? Okay, let's take those two names off and let's let these two go, because we're trying to grow. We're not trying to hold on
Yeah.
and celebrate the past. We're trying to grow, and they're and
I
they're
like
your
what you
they're
said.
your path to growth, man.
I like what you said though. You know, I would come from the other end and say, since you guys have played, you will have first dib to say whether you want to play or not. But if you do decide to play, we're going to open the door, like you said, for the game to grow, and we're going to have these two alternates or ambassadors, so to speak, where they can come along. They can learn from you, Diana Taurasi. They can learn from you, how to be the leader of this or how to go about this. These young players who have brought all of this attention to our game. Here's the way we're going to continue to embrace them and not shun them, especially after seeing they've lost this much money. Man, you better revert that and go back. Hey, they on the team. They're on the team.
Yeah. Hey, absolutely. And it ain't like we trying to put somebody on the team who can't play, but
Right.
their daddy on the minivan, and so we got to let him on the team so his daddy will drive us to the next game. This
Right.
ain't that. This ain't daddy
Nah.
ball. These women are the best players in the nation, best players coming out of college. They are the future of the league. So you ain't stretching it and trying to just hook somebody up. Like, they can ball and they have the eyeballs on them. Man, there's no way I would let that plane take off and heading to Paris and they not on it.
I'm right here with you, big dog. I'm right here with you. Hey, y'all go find Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and tell them, come ride with us. All right.